Well, hi everyone. Welcome back to Missouri River Bottom. It's coming on to 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The wheat crew is still rolling hard over in that big field there. The guys are starting to bale. Um, Everything's going well there. I was looking at our crop plan and I noticed that there were two fields that we hadn't sprayed, and they are up here in the top, field 38 and 31. So there's soybeans. So I called the co-op. Their machinery is available, but their guys are off doing other things today with wheat harvest and stuff like that for some other farmers. But they said if I wanted to come grab the truck and the sprayer, we could run up and do a quick spray. So that's what I just did. Came up, grabbed the Kenworth here. They've got a nice dash um, nursing unit on the back that they put the sprayer right on. So we're gonna head out and head up to those two fields, and we'll get those sprayed off today. So it I asked them what happened because normally they've got everything covered here, and they said we think that it either got missed or that when they went to spray them, there wasn't anything there, and they didn't want to waste the herbicide. Which I would rather spray them because typically there's a small flush coming up underneath that canopy there, and eventually it's going to end up hitting us. Now we're early enough here that we're going to be okay to get these knocked back, but if it had been any later, I think we would have been in trouble, and we probably would have been seeing a yield disadvantage because of it. So yeah, over here to the right, they were doing a whole bunch of small squares with that massey baler that I showed you last time, and it looks like they've got their Kuzen out starting to pick them up and get them bundled up. The combine itself is rolling away. Love the combine. I love the head. I wish that auger was another 5 feet longer because it is tight on this big cart here with the Zarian on it. So I'll have to tell Rocky that if we're looking to do this, we might have to pull back to a 50 or 55 foot head, probably 50 foot head because it's kind of the number that it works, and go that way with this here if he decides to go that way, or we've got to find another combine brand that has a longer unload auger on it right now because I don't think we can get anything longer on the cost right at this second. But yeah, I'm hoping that here in the next 2-3 hours they've got this field licked off. We'll get up here and do the spraying, and then we'll probably end up carrying off into the next month. My only concern here is for the wheat crew is that we've got some rain coming up here in the forecast, so we've got to hopefully keep them with their hammer down here to get that done. And I mean, if the straw gets wet, we'll end up having to tet it back out and bale it again, or windrow it back up to bale it. But we'll play with that when we get to it. But yeah, the fields we're going to, if we come up here instead of turning left onto the road that takes us over to the farm, if we go straight through, the fields will be up there on the right and the left hand side. So we should be able to unload right on the gravel road, and then just pop into the two fields there. It's a nice truck. I like this. It's very similar to the two black ones that we've got, but these dash nurse tanks are unreal. Selling tons of them around this area here, and I know down through the states as well. Now this one's one that's got the trailer on it with the to be able to carry the spraying rig. The ones that I've seen are two tanks with all the chem injection and everything like that built into it. But yeah, they're a very popular trailer right now in North America. All right, so I think we get up here past these trees, and this is where we're looking. Yeah. Great big ditch banks, of course. Yes. All right. Well, we may have to go up a little bit further here and come in off the north road. Or there's a field entrance here, maybe somewhere. This is actually looking fairly flat here, so why don't we unload here? Ramps down. Attach, and we can Turn it off. Now they said that they loaded the sprayer before we left, so we should be able to just spray. And if we need any more, we've got chem and water on board here to be able to do that. All right, so let's just double check and make sure. So this is not our field, this is. So we'll come in here, we'll do this field first, and then we'll come down here. Might even have to come down this access. I don't know if that's an access road or not. Anyways, we'll get into that field somehow and get that sprayed off. So we'll hang right through the ditch here. I usually like starting in the middle of the field, but the biggest thing is to get across that ditch line along the road there, so we're not just getting in. We'll then we should be able to scoot the field there. Be okay. Now this machine has chem injection on it, and they don't typically use it for herbicide that we're using here because it takes too much, so it will not, they're not full. It's just the tank itself is filled with chemicals for this called hot mix. Alright, get the GPS hooked up here. We need one around the outside. Perfect. Right. Should be as simple as H and B, and we're off. It's nice having all these guidance lines set up in these sprayer rigs for these guys so that they can just sort of follow and spray and not have to worry about manually driving too much. It's nice that it fast. Quick do about 16. Haven't been in a deer sprayer very much. Very similar to everything else that I've run, but it's looks like it's doing an okay job there. I'm happy with it. These weeds knocked back. Always square the corners up and back. Idea with the sprayer is to make as few tracks in the machine path as possible. So it's always the same tracks when you're turning on the headlands. It's always the same tracks when you're coming in and out of the field. The less disturbance you can do, the better. Off the corner there. Same thing, so we take in the corner, back up. Oops. Guidance line didn't grab on. You don't look, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of weeds there, but there's definitely some underneath that canopy. This one, try around the corner. We're getting it. Nice. All right. Down to the bottom side here. I think it does another jog back in behind these trees. Big deal. Rocky's got some really nice land around this area, and it's one of the things that's so awesome is that with him having the potential to pick up some of this other land with these area farmers that want to retire or sharecrop or whatever, I mean, he's going to have a ton of work to do. And we were talking a little bit in between the last episode and this one here for 10 minutes while we were having a break, and that combine bits, like the big combine will work here. We can get enough, pardon me, enough acres put through it to be able to cover the acres we got to do here. But it's the only reason it works because of the manpower. We don't have enough employees to be able to keep this afloat and running for all these acres that we've got. So that's the only thing that he's really concerned about, is making sure that we can get bodies around, and then the equipment here with good bodies in it to be able to make everything work. So himself, his father, I'll hang around for as long as he needs, get some help in here. He's got two other really good guys. One does trucking, and then the other, he's in the combine. So it's a minimal crew for what he's looking to do here, and that's why he gets the co-op to come in and do some of this spraying and fertilizing for them, because they just don't have time. And the money that's involved with buying this equipment. I mean, you're in real life, you're $800,000 for this rig that you're running right here, and you're probably another 650 or $7 for the dry spreader rig that they've got sitting over in the yard too. So I mean, the infrastructure and the cost up front on this versus the return on investment, if you can't get there to do it in time, what do you do? So anyways, this is all the fun and interesting things that he's going through his brain to try and figure out if we can make this work and what we need to go to, because as much as he loves his old school tractors and the other equipment that he's got sitting around here, it isn't going to do what he needs to do. It's too old. It's just not big enough. They need to go to something bigger. All right, this field is huge. I thought we might be able to get both of these into this episode. I'm not so sure about that. Swing into the corner. Yep. Straightaways here now. Probably bump it up a little bit quicker. Get up to 18 to 20. These rows are pretty easy to follow, especially with the GPS lines that we've already got put into it. I notice we're jumping a little bit here and there just because of the way that it's planted along the edge of the field, but it'll be a big deal. But the other thing you do is when you're spraying like this is you always set yourself up in your square corner. So we started in that north end, and now because we're coming with our pass here, we're going to come onto what we've already sprayed, and we can turn right around in our tracks and come right back down. So there's no extra driving or turning around or trying to having the potential of tramping things to be able to keep it nice and clean and smooth as you're spraying. So this actually worked out perfect, being able to start up in the northeast corner there. The other field, I'm not sure how we're going to do that, just because it doesn't look like there's a great access point, but we'll have to see that when we get over there. So what rigs is everybody running for sprayers on your maps you're playing right now? Obviously, this is the deer that we've got here. I wish there was a Fendt that was accurate, that was out there that we could pick up. I've seen a couple Haggy mods, but nothing for reliability downloads that I would want to go to grab. A couple in-game ones. The Agrafac is okay. I wish that Horsch would create one with the packs that they're making. That would be absolutely awesome. But okay, so back onto our tracks here. We've got a shortened one right here, so we'll come back and grab onto it. That'll square our field up now, and then we'll be full passes the rest of the way across. That's the other thing. I wish the section control works so you could move it from one side versus both sides to the middle. But that's okay. We'll get into realism with some of this modding and stuff like that when the precision pack comes out. I don't know if it is or when, but I've heard rumors that it will be, and that'll help with this accuracy. So half the boom wouldn't be spraying right now if we had that in the game at the moment. Pretty smooth, pretty quiet. So this is obviously a little bit older machine. The new ones are a 616, I think. And they're only running 4440 displays in here, so there's a new 5000 display that's out that they'll be running most of the time for that. So see if they do an upgrade here themselves for spraying, see what's available. But for now, it looks like this machine, 1,000 hours somewhere in there, I think is what it looks like there. So it's used, but it's only a couple seasons old, 3 seasons old by the looks of it. Headland. I thought that field was that part of the square, but obviously it was. Oh. I realized I probably could have shut the whole sprayer off there coming down that last pass, but that's okay. We'll make sure we got everything nice and killed. A little bit of overlap Roundup isn't going to kill anything with the plants or hurt anything, so this will be okay. So headed into next month, so right now we're going to have August one time at it, and then in September there's going to be 2 days, just because of how much work there is for stuff. So I don't think in September we'll have any beans ready. I'm thinking maybe the corn might just be starting, and I think what we would do is, just to be able to get some of it going, I think we'll get at it, and then obviously with the dryer now that Rocky's got here, we should be able to throw it into the dryer and get everything down to where we need it to be for moisture, and be ready to go at soybeans as soon as they're ready, and then we're not sitting waiting for stuff. The other thing we could do is, if time allots, is we've got that grass field around the south end of the property, and it's good enough right now that we can cut it and start baling it up for his local horse farmers too. So that's stuff that we're going to be playing with here as things progress, and trying to keep busy. Now I'm seeing rain in the forecast for the next little bit, and I'm not going to lie to you, that scares me a little bit here, but hopefully things sort of level out and we end up not getting that much rain. Rocky had a very rough spring getting this stuff in. It rained basically every other day, which, I mean, you would think wouldn't be a big deal, but when you're getting a couple, 3, 4, 5 tenths or a quarter inch or half an inch a day, and then you don't have it the next day, yeah, it dries out, but you come back and do it the next day again, it starts to add up, and things just do not dry. So he was extremely late getting some of this put in, and I think the yields will be bumped back just a little bit because of it, but everything looks really good, and I'm hoping for his sake that everything's going to work itself out at the end here, and he's going to have good yields and good income, and making this equipment updates that he's wanting to do things is going to work out for him. I'm just glad it's not my bank account. So if we look at the GPS, we're not very far into this field. It's taking forever to get this sprayed. One thing they do down here is the amount of herbicide we're using right now is so low. They're running 3, 4, 5 gallons to the acre is what they're running on this, and it doesn't take much with Roundup for a water carrier as long as it's not filled in and the beans are not totally canopied yet. So because of that, this works. But up in Ontario, I can't do that. So it's usually 12, 13, 15, 18 gallons per acre is usually where I'm spraying when I'm doing things here. And that water volume doesn't make us quite as efficient, but we feel that we get better contact with the extra water volume, and that's why we do it. So just a little different way of looking at it, I guess. Pretty quiet in here. I've always heard that the deer engines are a little louder than some of the other ones, but this isn't bad. Without levers. Booms are very stable. Another thing that I've also heard about green sprayers is that the boom system in crops like this, they start to wag a little bit. Well, they're trying to take off. These are terrible at all. There's a silk. Look at that. So if you had to say, obviously this is only the second third episode of this map. Between this and Frankenmuth, do you have a preference? Are you enjoying one over the other? Let me know down in the comments. I'm still waiting for subscriber contracts. Let me know if you need something, if you want something. I know it's just fake and it's fictitious, but it makes it more real if you guys are chipping in here and helping out with this. So throw some ideas down in the comment section for me too. I'll throw it in the spreadsheet that we've got, and then we'll start working away at trying to get these crops out to everybody that's looking for them. See the bridge there that we went through. It's like a washout going down into that big creek. Boom, should go right over the top. Matter going through it though as we turn onto the next pass. To watch those booms a little bit just to make sure they don't hit. Straight back. Turn hard over. Nothing. Good. Perfect. Give the sensors time. It shouldn't hit. We just need to have a little bit of reaction time to be able to keep the booms up. So that worked out perfect. Good. All right, so let's put another boat out there too while we're just finishing this field up. So right now we've got the Zarian for demo. We've got the Lexian for demo. As I said before, we don't have a strong case present here for a dealership. He's tried the X9 out from the deer, didn't like it. What else should we try? Should we bring a Fent in and give a Fent a shot? What are your thoughts there? Same thing with the tractor. I'm impressed with the tractor, but what else should we be taking a look at? Should we look at I know the co-op's got a big Fent 2-track there. Do we do tires? What do we do? Give me some other ideas here for deer, Fent. We don't have case. It's kind of the three main ones that you'd be looking at to sort of upgrade from. So give me your thoughts, give me your ideas of what you think we should try out. We've talked to the dealerships. They're all open and willing to let us have some stuff here to see if it's what we want, what it fits for this farm. And yeah, I'm open to your opinions here to help Rocky out with what we think might be the best way to go. So with that, I guess we're getting close. We got maybe 3 or 4 more rounds here. I'm not going to bore you with continuing just going back and forth with the sprayer and talking. So we'll just shut this one down for today. I'll let you see how the wheat crew's doing here. Probably we'll have one more episode in August, and then we'll move into September. But hopefully the rain stays away and we can get all this done that we want to get done. So I want to say thanks to everyone for watching. If you're enjoying the videos, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button to let you know when my new videos are coming out. I'm trying to do it every day. Life sometimes gets in the way of that and it doesn't always work, but I try to do it as frequent as possible. So it'll let you know when the videos are coming out. And yeah, with that, have a great day, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks.